So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the weekly current affairs of December 4th week. So I'm sure you must be aware that every Sunday at 3 p.m. we are having weekly current affairs. Okay, on this YouTube channel. And if you are interested to know or to watch the previous classes, let's say you have backlogs. Sometimes people ask, sir, how to cover the backlogs? So what you're supposed to do is, first of all, subscribe to our channel, go to the playlist, scroll down, niche jao, and here it is. Yes, weekly current affairs. You can click on view full playlist and you will get the previous videos. We have recorded it since last year. So why I'm saying so, because let's say you are attempting any exam, let's say in March or April. मान लीजिए आपका अप्रैल में कोई एग्जाम है, एमएच सेट का एग्जाम है और अलीगढ़ जामिया बीएचयू और एनी अदर एग्जाम. So you have to go cover last 12 months current affairs. Last 12 months matlab if your exam is in April 2026, you have to cover from April 2025 till April 2026. है ना, एक साल का cover करना होता है. That's why we have provided these videos. You can watch it. That would be very, very beneficial. Okay, let's just begin with the first question. The first question says Losar festival marks the new year of which region? Ladakh, Arunachal, Sikkim, Himachal. What is the right answer? If you know the answer, please answer me in the comment section. The right answer is option A. Losar is the right answer. Ladakh is the right answer to this question. So Losar is the traditional New Year festival of Ladakh. Okay. And not only that, even in Arunachal Pradesh, even in Sikkim and Himachal, it is being celebrated. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing. Let's move on. Indian Prime Minister laid the foundation stone of ammonia urea project in which town of Assam? Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, Namrup, Tezpur. Ammonia, ये सब as a fertilizer, these are used, है ना, in farming. So the right answer is option C, Namrup. ठीक है, C is the right answer. Namrup in Assam. PM unveils 10,000 crore fertilizer plant in Assam. Unit to be commissioned by 2030. ठीक है. Let's move on. Elon Musk recently crossed which historic net worth milestone after Tesla ruling? $500 billion, $600 billion, $650 billion, $700 billion. What is the right answer to this question? The right answer is now he has crossed $700 billion. So पहले $600 billion थे. Earlier, like few months back, he was having $500 billion net worth, then $600 billion. Now he has reached $700 billion. So he's the richest man in the world with having $700 billion wealth. And not only that, like this December, but later on we have seen even he's crossing $800 billion also. This is, I think, in the month of January or somewhere. So we'll be knowing about that. So of course, like his net worth is increasing by leaps and bounds. Let's move on to the next one. Which of the following recently approved a risk-based deposit insurance framework for banks? So whenever you're talking about regulation of banks, which organization comes into the picture? Regulation, approval of banks, merger of banks. Of course, the RBI. It is the duty of RBI. So A is the right answer to this question. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. Okay, let's move on to the next one. You can read about it. Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation has been operating flat premium based deposit insurance DICGC under the scheme now premium to or passive per 100. इसको पढ़ लेना per rupees 100 of accessible deposit. ठीक है. Risk based deposit insurance framework. So let's move on. First Quad field training exercise. Quad is a quadrilateral security dialogue. Quadrilateral security dialogue. Quad. US, Japan, Australia, India. So these are the 4 countries. Okay. The first Quad field training exercise was conducted on the sideline of which operation? So the right answer is option B, Operation Christmas Drop. So this Operation Christmas Drop is done by US military. So that is what you should know. B is the right answer to this question. At Anderson Air Force Base, Guam. Guam is an island in Pacific Ocean. Operation Christmas Drop at Anderson Air Force Base at Guam. So I'm sure you must be aware this is Pacific Ocean. And Here is USA, and this is a Guam, which is actually Guam Island, which is a US base, US military base. Anderson, okay, is the name of the Air Force base in Guam Island in Pacific Ocean of America. So here the Quad exercise was conducted. Quad has conducted Malabar exercise. Malabar naval exercise was conducted here by these four countries. And on the sideline of that, we have seen Operation Christmas Drop. So Operation Christmas Drop generally happens in December, which is led by US military. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing. Next is NASA recently lost contact with which Mars probe? Curiosity, Perseverance, Maven, Insight. It was sent by NASA, but now like it is not having contact. It has lost the contact with this. And the right answer is option C, Maven. Maven orbiter. NASA loses contact with Maven, which reached Mars with Mangalyaan. So Mangalyaan was sent by India somewhere around in 2013-14. Okay. And Maven was also sent at the same time by NASA. Okay. And now the NASA has lost this. This is the orbiter. Orbiter means it is orbiting around the Mars. So this is a Mars. And this was, let's say, Maven. This was orbiting around the Mars, and it was researching with the help of cameras, etc. So it's having a camera. It was researching on it. So this is called as orbiter. So it was an orbiter which was orbiting around Mars, and it lost the contact. So C is the right answer. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. अब देख सकते हो. NASA has lost its contact with Mars atmosphere volatile evolution. So the full form of Maven is Mars atmosphere and volatile evolution. Okay. Let's move on. Hana. So it was launched in November 2013 from Cape Canaveral in Florida. Hana. Kennedy Space Center. I'm sure you must be aware. This is the space center from where US launches satellite. Okay. Florida. And similarly, roughly during the same time, India had launched Mars Orbiter mission or Mangalyaan mission. Okay. The next is, what does IPLN stands for in the Quad framework? Quad means again the same four countries: US, Japan, Australia, India. So IP से Indo-Pacific होगा, है ना? So A is the right answer. Indo-Pacific Logistic Network. So A is the right answer to this question. अब देखो इसमें जानना क्या है? First of all, you have to understand, right? It is launched by Quad countries: US, Japan, Australia, India. Streamline, shares, coordinate, etc. अब इसको पढ़ देना, है ना? Now, so basically, देखो, this is Pacific Ocean. I'm writing PO. This is Indian Ocean, so I'm writing IO. So when I'm using the word Indo-Pacific, it means what? It means this region is called as Indo-Pacific. This region. इस पूरे region को हम लोग कहेंगे the red one, Indo-Pacific. Okay. So whenever they're talking about Indo-Pacific, America or US or Japan, these countries are talking about Indo-Pacific Logistic Network. It is talking about movements of goods, ships, aircraft in this region, Indo-Pacific region. And whenever there is a term that is being used, free and open, freedom of navigation, freedom of navigation in Indo-Pacific region. So they talk about it, especially USA talks about it. So it is actually in direct reference to China. That China should not be stopping us from moving our ships. That is why they talk about free and open Indo-Pacific. I'm sure you must have heard this when you are reading editorials. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. India recently conducted a free trade agreement with which country? Australia, France, New Zealand, Canada. So recently we have seen with New Zealand. C is the right answer. Recently means we are talking about December 4th week current affairs. So you have to answer it according to that. Okay. Next है, which of the following nuclear power plant is set to restart as the world's largest nuclear facility in Japan? Fukushima Daiichi, Tokai nuclear power plant, Mihama, Kishiwazaki, Kariwa. What is the right answer? The right answer is option D, Kashiwazaki, Kariwa. D is the right answer to this question. World's largest nuclear power plant. अब फिर बाद में न्यूज है कि जापान pauses restart. जनवरी फिर न्यूज है. They have decided to restart, but now they have decided to pause it. है ना? So इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा पता होना चाहिए. First nuclear power plant in the world to use advanced boiling water reactor. नेक्स्ट है हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग रिसेंटली वन इंडियाज फर्स्ट गोल्ड एट पोल एंड एरियल स्पोर्ट्स वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप? आरव मेहता, वीर गहरोत्रा, समीर मिन्हास, रोहन कुलकर्णी. The right answer is option B. Veer Gehrotra is the right answer to this question. One gold in junior B amateur men aerial silk category. So that is what you should be knowing about. Next, what is the name of research fellowship recently launched by National Commission for Women? The right answer is okay. What happened? Just hold on. Right answer is option A. Shakti Scholars, है ना? Women centric policy issues, है ना? National Commission for Women, Shakti Scholars, to support women centric research. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. Next is AIMS recently conducted India's first workshop on which advanced medical therapy? Gene therapy, robotic surgery, deep brain stimulation, stem cell therapy. What is the right answer? The right answer is option C, deep brain stimulation. ठीक है. For Parkinson's disease impact the brain. I'm sure you must be aware. Impact the brain and the nervous system. So to study that first deep brain stimulation workshop, AIMS is hosting. ठीक है. All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I'm sure you must have heard this. Next is which of the following regulators amended National Payment Systems Exit and Withdrawal Regulation? SEBI, RBI, IRDAI, PFRDA. So pension से related है, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority of India. D is the right answer, है ना? So this is the organization that deals with every type of pensions, etc. ठीक है? So PFRDA. ठीक है? D is the right answer to this question. And this deals with Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. So insurance related, this organization will be dealing with. RBI is dealing with banks, merger of banks, acquisition of banks, lender of last resort, है ना? Etc. SEBI deals with stock markets, है ना? So ये सब पता होना चाहिए basic चीजें, so that like it would be easy for you to like even mark a guess. So guess has to be an intelligent guesswork, है ना? थोड़ा सा भी आइडिया रहेगा कि कौन सी चीज क्या चीज रेगुलेट करती है तो आप आंसर तक पहुंच सकते हो. That's the idea. The next is who among the following recently became the world's first para astronaut? Para astronaut means the one who is actually differently abled, or what we call it as handicapped or physically disabled. So the best word to be used is differently able. It is a euphemistic word to be used. The right answer actually is option C, Michaela Benthaus, first wheelchair user in space. So you can see it here. देखो ये है Michaela Benthaus, है ना, first wheelchair user to travel to space. She works for European Space Agency. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. Okay, she's hardly 33 or 34 years of age. Now, similarly, I searched it. Anna, she suffered from spinal cord injury during a mountain biking accident, which left her with this disease. Next is Nagami Mithun, has been recognized as the world's first what? Hill cattle breed, buffalo breed, Mithun breed, hybrid bovine breed. What is the right answer? The right answer is option C, Mithun breed is the right answer to this question. Right. Nagaland's Nagami recognized as world's first Mithun breed, set to boost conservation and breeding. You can see. नेक्स्ट राइट, इनको गयाल कहते हैं इंग्लिश में, है ना, मिथुन को, ठीक है, और ड्रंक ऑक्स, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग बिकेम द फर्स्ट इंडियन स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन टू सिक्योर कोर्ट बैक्ड पर्सनालिटी राइट्स प्रोटेक्शन? सचिन तेंदुलकर, एम एस धोनी, विराट कोहली, सुनील गावस्कर. The right answer is option D. Sunil Gavaskar is the right answer to this question. ठीक है ना, तो इनके बारे में पढ़ सकते हो. that he approached the High Court so that the social media intermediaries मतलब जैसे Facebook हो गया, Instagram हो गया, है ना? These are social media intermediaries to treat the Gavaskar suit as a complaint under Information Technology Act. ठीक है, मतलब उनका कोई फोटो को यूज नहीं करे, है ना, विदाउट हिज परमिशन एंड ऑल, है ना. So there might be some official offensive material against him. That might be. लोग morph कर देते हैं ना image, photo, video. So that is also the thing. Next is India was re-elected to the council of which international organization? The right answer is option B, International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. ठीक है, Specialized Agency of United Nations, है ना, headquartered in Montreal, Canada. Next is the world's first dynamic green ammonia plant has begun operation in which country? Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, Sweden. The right answer is option B, Denmark. Now, why green ammonia means, like, I'm sure you must be aware, we have seen editorial on this also. So ammonia is made by nitrogen reacting with hydrogen forming ammonia, right? I'm not balancing the equation, but this ammonia is used as fertilizer in agriculture industry. Now, if this hydrogen is a green hydrogen, then this ammonia is a green ammonia, right? That is what you have to understand. And how this green hydrogen is formed? So if the water is electrolysis of water is done and hydrogen and oxygen is produced, I'm not balancing the equation, this is actually the green hydrogen, which is considered as environmentally good. Okay, so that's why I have given a rough idea about this. So B is the right answer. There are different other types of hydrogen also, green hydrogen, gray hydrogen, pink hydrogen. So green hydrogen is the most eco-friendly. Okay, let's move on. India New Zealand free trade agreement is unique because it is India's first what? FTA means free trade agreement between India and New Zealand. What is the right answer? The right answer is option C, women-led FTA. It is. So India's first women-led free trade agreement. C is the right answer to this question, with most of the negotiations being done by women. So C is the right answer. Okay. The next is Anjadeep is a type of which naval craft? Aircraft carrier, destroyer, anti-submarine warfare, shallow water craft, missile corvette. What is the right answer? The right answer is option C, anti-submarine warfare, shallow water craft. So C is the right answer to this question. It is being built for Indian Navy by Cochin Shipyard Limited and Garden Reach Shipbuilders Engineers Limited, GRSE. Right. So आप देख सकते हो, है ना, Arnala class में Anjadeep was launched, commissioned in January 2026. ठीक है. So multiple organized, Cochin Shipyard Limited, Cochin Shipyard from Cochin, Garden Reach is from Kolkata, and Katopulli Shipyard, Larsen Tobro. L&T is Larsen Tobro, private company. They all are together making these anti-submarine ships. Anti-submarine ship है ये. Anti-submarine means these ships can destroy submarine, है ना. Next is India's first PPP model. Medical college are being set up in which state? PPP stands for public-private partnership. PPP, public-private partnership. Matlab, it's a joint venture of government plus private company. Right answer is option A. Madhya Pradesh is the right answer to this question. Madhya Pradesh is setting up country's first PPP model medical colleges. Tribal district of Dhar Betul in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Next is India's first fully elevated railway terminal is planned in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai. What is the right answer to this question? Right answer is option C, Bangalore. Something like this would be there, Hana. Yalahanka is a place in Bangalore, where there'll be this type of rail terminal. Okay, the next is Samudra Pratap, inducted by Indian Coast Guard, is a what? So these all are actually type of ship: missile destroyer, survey vessel, pollution control vessel, training ship. ये सब तरह का ship होता है. So the right answer is option C, pollution control vessel. C is the right answer to this question. है ना? It's being manufactured by Goa Shipyard Limited at Goa. Goa Shipyard Limited is a company which manufactures the ship. It is the first indigenously designed, है ना? समुद्र प्रताप, ठीक है? Indigenously designed मतलब Indian made. Next is JNK Bank received Best MSME Bank Award at which event or which award this bank has got? So I've told you if the keywords are matching, chances are very high that that would be the answer. MSME Banking Excellence Award. If the keyword is matching, 70-80% case में answer वही होता है. Not always, of course, not always, but 70-80% case में that is answer. C is the right answer. JNK Bank wins Best MSME Bank Award at MSME Banking Excellence Award 2025. ठीक है. Next है, who among the following recently won Honduras presidential election backed by Donald Trump? Right answer is option A. Nasri Asfoura is the right answer to this question. Trump-backed businessman Nasri Asfoura won. है ना? Honduras president. Honduras एक country है, यहाँ पे दिखाता हूँ. यहाँ पे इंडिया है. This is US. ये Honduras. So it is pro-US. The person who has been elected is a pro-US person. ठीक है. Next is the first 2 PPP-based medical colleges will be built in which districts? The right answer is option B. Dhar and Betul. B is the right answer. We have just discussed about it, है ना? तो पहले हम लोगों ने discuss भी किया था. Next, who was recently elected as the president of Atal Smriti Nyas Society? The right answer is option A. M. Venkaiah Naidu. So A is the right answer, है ना? President of Atal Smriti Nyas, है ना? Former Vice President Mr. Venkaiah Naidu has been elected as the president of Atal Smriti Nyas. Atal is actually, the word comes from Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, the former Prime Minister of India. Okay. It's actually a Delhi-based organization. No. So its main job is to preserve the legacy of the former Prime Minister, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Next is, which of the following villages will host India's first ever sunrise festival? Tawang, Kibithu, Dong, Zero. The right answer is option C, Dong. ठीक है. Dong village in Arunachal Pradesh is India's easternmost village and will host the inaugural sunrise festival. ठीक है. Okay. Sunrise, of course, I'm sure you must be aware, sunrise is in the east. So the first state that will witness the sunrise will be Arunachal Pradesh in India. है ना? And similarly, in the world level, it is Japan. That's why it is called as land of rising sun. है ना? Next is, the constitution was recently released in Santhali language. In which script? So Santhali, actually, I'm sure you must be aware, the current president of India belongs to Santhali tribe, and the language is actually Santhali. Hai na? So Santhali language is generally spoken or written around Jharkhand, Odisha region. Okay. And its script is called as Old Chiki. Script D is the right answer. Old Chiki script. So मतलब ऐसे समझ लो जैसे Roman is a script of English, है ना? Similarly, Devanagari is the script of Hindi. Like when we write like this, when I'm writing like this is actually Devanagari, right? Old Chiki is the script of Santhali. ठीक है? ठीक है? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Who is the author of the book, The Great Sanctions Hack? The right answer is option A, Urjit Patel. He's actually the former RBI governor, or I would say he was the RBI governor when demonetization happened. So A is the right answer, The Great Sanction Hack. by Mr. Urjit Patel. Next is who among the following recently received French honor Order of Letter of Arts. ये French स्टाइल में लिखा हुआ है, but Order of Letter of Arts इसको लिखते हैं. Chevalier rank Order of Letter of Arts. So the right answer is option C, Ravi DC. C is the right answer. ठीक है. Director of DC Books, Order of Arts and Letters. Okay. Next is AILA, Artificial Intelligence Lab Assistance, developed by IIT Delhi, is an example of what? Robotics, process automation, machine vision, AI agentic framework, blockchain system. What is the right answer? Right answer is option C, an AI agentic framework. That can conduct real scientific experiments like human scientists. Next है North Korea recently plans to arm its nuclear submarine with what? Nuclear weapon, hypersonic missile, conventional torpedoes, anti-satellite weapon. What is the right answer to this question? So of course you can apply the logic. North Korea is very much interested in making nuclear weapon, and North Korea is actually getting support from China, and it's pro-China, you can say, whereas South Korea, Japan, these are actually countries pro-US or like tilted towards that. Okay, so A is the right answer. Reviews new images for first nuclear powered submarine. So this is a nuclear powered submarine, plus it can launch nuclear weapon also. It works on nuclear energy. Its fuel is nuclear energy, plus it is said that it can launch nuclear weapon also. Next is IIT Kharagpur launched India's first MS program in what? Right answer is option A, IIT Kharagpur, Indian knowledge system. MS in Indian knowledge. Indian knowledge system मतलब Indian ancient knowledge से related है. That is what. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, I'm sure you must have heard his name, got Rashtriya Bal Puraskar for excellence in which field? Very famous. Like I'm sure you must be aware of his name. Right answer is option D, cricket is the right answer to this question. Cricket prodigy. IS Civil Award for Children. So आपने इनका नाम जरूर सुना होगा, है ना. Next is which of the following recently released bomb disposal system standard? Bomb disposal मतलब अगर कहीं बॉम्ब पाया गया तो उसको डिस्पोज कैसे करना है, मतलब डिस्पोज इन द सेंस कि इसको डिफ्यूज करना है, इन द सेंस कि बॉम्ब फटे नहीं और वो चीज उसको डाई डाउन हो जाए ना. तो इसको कहते हैं बॉम्ब डिस्पोजल. सो बॉम्ब डिस्पोजल स्क्वाड होते हैं पुलिस में या मिलिट्री में. सो ऑफ कोर्स ये स्टैंडर्ड कौन सेट करेगा? DRDO, सॉरी, ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड. ठीक है, ए इज द राइट आंसर. देखो स्टैंडर्ड लिखा है, दिस इज मैचिंग. आई हैव टोल्ड यू इफ द कीवर्ड्स आर मैचिंग, 70-80% चांस दैट वुड बी द आंसर. I'm not saying 100% time, but yes, at least in 70% case it works. BIS was earlier called as ISI, Indian Standard Institute, but now it has been renamed as Bureau of Indian Standards. आपने देखो कैसा लिखा रहता है बहुत जगह. Have you seen this type of logo? बहुत जगह लिखा रहता है ना, पहले ISO करके लिखा रहता था 9001 something like that. वही इसी टाइप की चीज है. So these are actually the things, है ना. देखो ये ऐसे ड्रेस पहन के जाते हैं जो आदमी बॉम्ब डिस्पोजल स्क्वाड के आदमी होते हैं ना. दिस इज द पर्सन, लाइक द पर्सन वियर्स द ड्रेस सो दैट इफ by mistake the blast happens, the person should be saved. That's the idea. तो इनका पूरा स्टैंडर्ड होता है कि कैसा जैकेट पहनना है, खास किस्म का जैकेट होता है, ग्लव्स होता है, डिवाइसेस होते हैं, then only they do. Okay, the next is India's first AI enabled university will be developed at which institution? The right answer is option C, Chaudhary Charan Singh University, Meerut, with Google Cloud, है ना. That is what you should be knowing. Next is India's first urban night safari will be developed in which city? Right answer is option C, Lucknow is the right answer to this question. ठीक है. नाइट सफारी आप समझते हो, लाइक सफारी, यू नो, लाइक व्हेन यू गो टू टाइगर रिजर्व और नेशनल पार्क तो आपको जिप्सी में बैठ के घुमाया जाता है या बस पर, है ना. सो दैट्स कॉल्ड एज सफारी. नाइट सफारी मतलब रात में ही घुमाया जाएगा, तो लाइट्स वगैरह लगाई जाएंगी अकॉर्डिंगली, है ना. नेक्स्ट इज इंडिया विल अज्यूम चेयरमैनशिप और चेयरपर्सनशिप ऑफ किम्बरले प्रोसेस. किम्बरले रिलेटेड विद डायमंड्स. that diamond should not be moving in conflict zone, है ना? From which date? The right answer is option A, 1st January 2026. ठीक है. Tripartite initiative involving governments, international diamond industry and civil society. Civil society मतलब NGOs वगैरह की बात हो रही है. And aimed at preventing the trade in conflict diamond, rough diamonds used by rebel groups, है ना? कि rebel groups या मिलिशिया के हाथ में नहीं चला जाए. That's the idea behind this. To protect that, this is a process, Kimberley process. It is an initiative of government, international diamond industry and civil societies. इसको पढ़ लेना. Kimberley process certification scheme भी दिया होता है. Next is which of the following countries launched world's first panoramic night train to view northern lights? Panoramic night train मतलब क्या होता है? अपने कार में देखो आजकल panoramic sunroof आ रहा है. जैसे ये कार है. Nowadays थोड़ा सा कॉस्टली जो कार होती है उसमें आता है. उसमें छत पर ऊपर में सनरूफ होता है. एक तो ऐसा हो गया. कुछ लंबा सनरूफ होता है. That's called as panoramic sunroof. Panoramic sunroof. I'm sure you must have seen. I think Tata Safari वगैरह सब गाड़ी में आता है. बड़ा शीशा होता है, ऊपर होता है ना? So similar to that, इस तरह की ट्रेन होगी पैनोरामिक. ठीक है. ऊपर का शीशा पूरा रहेगा तो आप सर ऊपर उठाओगे तो आपको लाइट्स दिखेगी या जो भी है ना. सो डी द राइट आंसर नॉर्वे. क्यों नॉर्दर्न लाइट्स? क्यों? बिकॉज यहाँ पर ना एक चीज होती है, एक फेनोमेना होता है नॉर्थ में, ऑरोरा बोरियोलिस. जो लाइट चमकती है ना, बोरियोलिस, दिस इज कॉल्ड. दिस हैपेंस इन नॉर्थ पोल. सिमिलरली इन साउथ पोल इसी तरह की लाइट्स आती है आसमान में. That's called as aurora australis. ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पास होता है ना साउथ में. मैंने देखा किसी एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आया था, वो जो लाइट्स आती है ब्लू ग्रीन कलर की लाइट्स, है ना, इन नॉर्थ पोल. नॉर्वे इज एक्चुअली नियर टू नॉर्थ पोल, है ना. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. और बोरेलिस. तो आप ट्रेन से ट्रैवल करोगे तो पैनोरामिक सनरूफ रहेगा, ऊपर शीशा लगाओगे तो आप ऊपर घूम के देख सकते हो ना. यू कैन वॉच इट, है ना, इफ द सनरूफ इज ग्लास मेड, है ना. दैट्स व्हाट द आइडिया इज. Next है, is China recently appointed its first female captain for which aircraft? Right answer is Comac C-19. ठीक है, so C is the right answer to this question. ठीक है, एक एयरक्राफ्ट इनके लिए फर्स्ट फीमेल एयर पायलट उन्होंने डिप्लॉय किया. What is the name of India's first ever weapon database launched to curb terrorism? Database यानी सारे उसमें रिकॉर्ड्स होंगे, मोस्ट लाइकली डिजिटल रिकॉर्ड्स है. तो अगेन आई हैव टोल्ड यू, देखो दो जगह कीवर्ड मैच कर रहा है, सो चांस थोड़ा सा ज्यादा होता है. एंड आई हैव टोल्ड यू सिमिलर ऑप्शन में ऐसे भी चांस ज्यादा होता है. सो द आंसर इज लॉस्ट, लूटेड एंड रिकवर्ड फायर आर्म डाटाबेस. सी इज द राइट आंसर. ठीक है. ओके, सो वी आर स्टॉपिंग दिस क्लास हियर. नाउ आई विल बी मीटिंग यू टुडे एट 8 PM with static GK discussion. Okay, so please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.